Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everybody. Thanks for being. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Sound okay? Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hey Lalita, hope you're feeling better. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, we'll just do some regular japa for a bit. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Oh my Lord Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Oh my Lord Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna. Oh my Lord Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Oh, my Lord Nityananda. Oh, my Lord Nityananda. Nityananda. Oh, my Lord Nityananda. Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Oh, my Lord Nityananda, Jesus, Prabhupada, Jesus, Prabhupada, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada. Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna, 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 Radha, 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 Radha. 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 Oh, Radhe. Radhe. Whoa. Radhe, 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 Radhe. Radhe, 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 Radha, 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 Krishna, 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 oh my Lord Krishna, 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 Krishna. I meditate on the dust of Radha's feet, dust that becomes a coming to a cow, to give the nectar of Ras as the devotees celebrate a festival of spiritual love. Placing this dust on their heads, the beautiful gopis attain something peacock feather crown Krishna yearns to attain. Radha, Radha. Glory to the forest goddess. Glory to the forest goddess. When wounded by millions of Kamade's arrows, Nanda's son fell. She brought him back to life by splashing him with many waves of the blissful nectar of her touch. She brought him back to life with the many waves of the blissful nectar of her touch. Radha, Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. Radha, Radha, Radha. Radha. Oh, when will the sweet and graceful nectar ocean, that is Radha's face, an ocean filled at every moment with waves of sweetness, an ocean filled at every moment with waves of sweetness, charm, beauty, and wonderful, beautiful pastimes appear before us. When will the sweet, graceful nectar of the nectar ocean that is Radha's face, an ocean that is filled at every moment with waves of sweetness, charm, beauty, and wonderful pastimes, appear before us? Radha, Radha, Krishna, 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 Radha, 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 Krishna, Krishna, Radha, Radha, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. When will I become a sweeper in the forest courtyard? Where, surrounded by many maidservants, the peacock feather-crowned supreme personality of Godhead speaks his appeal to the nectar ocean, that is Sri Radha. O my heart, please turn from the great things of this world and run to Vrindavan, where the great where the great treasure, the nectar flood that delivers the devotees from this world, is Sri Radha's name. Radha, 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 Radha. O my heart, please turn from the great things of this world and run to Vrindavan, where the great treasure, the great treasure, the nectar flood that delivers the devotees from this world, is Sri Radha's name. Sri Radha's name, Sri Radha's name. Sri Radha's name, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. O Sri Radha, O great treasure of bliss, O Sri Radha, O great treasure of bliss. When, as the best of lovers falls at your feet and begs for the nectar festival of a single embrace, will I see you knit your eyebrows and hear you say, no, no. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, 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 Radhe, 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 Radha Krishna, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh, my Lord Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Let's see. Let's see, what were we reading today? Uh-huh. We were reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Prayers of Queen Kuti and Parikshit Saved. Text number 4. Citing the stringent laws of the Almighty and their reactions upon living beings, the Lord, Sri Krishna, and the Munis began to pacify those who were shocked and affected. The clever Duryodhana and his party cunningly usurped the kingdom of Yudhisthira, who had no enemy. By the grace of the Lord, the recovery was executed, and the unscrupulous kings who joined with Duryodhana were killed by him. Others also died, their duration of life having decreased for their rough handling of the queen Draupadi. Yeah, this is interesting conception. See, when you handle roughly a devotee, they go against a devotee, then it decreases your duration of life. Whereas when you bless the devotees, when you give respect to the devotees, if they're real devotees, it increases your duration of life, actually unlimitedly, ultimately. You just basically live forever, That's the whole point. Yeah. Yeah. Lord Krishna then prepared for his departure. He invited the sons of Pandu, after having been worshipped by the Brahmins, headed by Srila Vyasadeva. The Lord also reciprocated greetings. As soon as he seated himself on the chariot to start for Dwarka, he saw Uttara hurrying towards him in fear. Uttara said, O Lord of Lords, Lord of the universe, you are the greatest of mystics. Please protect me. Protect me, for there is no one else who can save me from the clutches of death in this world of duality. So that's really the essence. The essence is to turn to God to be saved. And often the world, people, they're so engrossed in this world that they all their avenues of escape have to be cut off when there's only basically one way, and that's turn back to God in prayer. I mean, that's how it was for me when I started my journey. I was never interested in God in the early 70s. I didn't care less. I was doing all right. I had my health, had a good job, had girlfriends, you know. It was doing great, man. And then I had this one fateful LSD trip, where just kind of blew my mind, literally just like almost scared me to death. Almost felt like I was dying, man. And there was no one to turn to. Even afterwards, I had problems for a couple of years, all messed up mentally and even physically. had panic attacks, all kinds of things. And nobody could help me. And I turned, even in that LSD trip, when I was in the middle of it, I turned to God. I said, I don't know who to turn to because nobody can. If you get me out of this, I'll serve you. I'll believe in you. And so it started there. And then afterwards, I had troubles where nobody could help me. My parents and my friends and psychologists and psychiatrists. I was still felt like I was going crazy, and I turned to God, again, and then all of a sudden miracles started to happen. I think so many people, I think a lot of people can relate to this. You know how many people will be turning to God now? All avenues are being cut off. You can't even turn to the New Age to help you, or Buddhism. Not the Dalai Lama is out there, part of it. It's like all avenues. You can't run to any country practically. There's nowhere to run to. So you have to just face the Lord. And that's the great thing is you just face the Lord by facing the door. The door is those who are facing the Lord, who are face to face with the Lord. Now they know the knack. They know the knack how to do that because they've had to do it, and the Lord has reciprocated and given them revelation and realization and connected them. Like here we're connected with the real disciplic line. So most people have a hard time just doing it directly. Like even Krishna says, people, if they worship me directly, like without, say, other people or devotees, you may or may not attain me. There's doubt. But if you worship Krishna or God or Christ in association of those who have a deeper relationship with the Lord than yourself manifested, then it just speeds up the process, and there's no doubt. Ultimately, if you're with the Lord's devotee, you're guaranteed to go where they're going because you just found the real friend. You found your real benedictor in this world. The Lord bestows benefit through his devotees. See, this is conclusive understanding of devotional principles taught by all the great devotees. Vishwanath Chakravarti taught this in Madhurya Kandambini, a wonderful book. We got to start reading some of these books too. They're really good. He said, the mercy of God or Krishna follows the mercy of a devotee. So you get the mercy of the devotee, the mercy of Krishna follows suit. See, by the mercy of Krishna, because a lot of people are praying to the Lord. I was praying to the Lord. He gave me some help. He gave me the glorification of Jesus in the Bible. He gave me Prabhupada's books. That was good enough to help me because I couldn't find anybody I was really impressed with. Probably more Christians. I felt a lot of them had the Holy Spirit, and I was more impressed there. But in the Vaishnava sector, they're not even awakened to that. They're all into the ceremonies and rules and regulations. It's like where Moses was preaching in the Old Testament. It's kind of like rules, regulate. There's a big, heavy emphasis on that. Whether you're guru or follower, they're all pretty much into that. At best, they say they're on a higher level, but I haven't really seen where I saw that higher level. And they certainly couldn't distribute it. I couldn't see anybody really getting that, getting the spirit of devotion like, Jesus's followers could, by their association and preaching, people got the Holy Spirit. I could see that line. And I could see how people got it in Lord Caitanya's day, but I couldn't see it in modern day. There wasn't even any emphasis on that in Vaishnavas. Nobody even thought about that, about the spirit. It's all rules, regulations, ceremonies, and just blah, 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 Raghunuga Bhakti. Without any personal experience of spontaneous devotion that I saw. And then they are all big on keeping it a secret. Oh, that's too confidential. Oh, no, we don't show any of that. We don't, no, that show is not going on. And it wasn't. Yeah, you get knowledge, but even that knowledge, see, this knowledge causes the awakening of bhakti. That knowledge is they're just studying on the Vedas and speculating and giving superficial understanding and speculations on these things that they don't personally experience. They don't personally experience devotion. Because if you're, if I'm preaching about devotion and I have no real experience of it, people that I'm preaching to are not going to get it. But if I have actual experience of what is the devotional potency, that personal potency, and I'm preaching it, preaching the confidential truth about it, some people are going to be getting it right away or fairly soon. Just depends, it depends on the people that are coming. Yeah. So, basically we're here to teach the value of devotion, show and tell. We show the value of devotion, show it how it transforms our lives, gives us a real happy life in this world of major stressors right now. Stress is so big, people are taking pills, they're getting on drugs, they're committing suicide, they're going to the government and asking to be suicided. Now they've even made voluntary suicide with the in Canada, which will spread all over because basically they want to get rid of people. That's the ones in charge. I mean, this is why ultimately the Lord is just using, these people that are trying to get rid of the population by depopulation and all these lies and tricks and big deceptions. I mean, they want to get rid of them, but the Lord he wants to clear things out. I mean, he's using them to clear things out, to start his new age, the real new age, not the reflection, the actual a new age, which because people are waking up to this. God wants to have himself on the planet ruled by the love of God ruling this world. What do you think all this talk about renewable energies, clean energies, and all of that? The demons are all using that stuff just to control and manipulate people and that, but that's all a reflection of the way the Lord wants to have. He wants to rule on this planet through his devotees. I mean, these elites, they're doing what they're doing because they're bored. See, their boredom is a reflection of the Lord. He's bored seeing this stuff going on and on and on again. People just selfish, thinking about their own families, totally attached to his material energy shadow, have no real life. Boring for him to sit there and watch everything going on. He's doing something different now. This thing, hallelujah. We can see it. You can see we're first fruits, man. You could see, I don't need no government to tell me what to do and how to do it and all that stuff. It doesn't work well. It doesn't work well with a capitalist government or a communist government, either one. But the perfect government is the Lord in the heart. Love of God causes the best government. The best action you can do in this world is being inspired by spontaneous loving service to the Lord. Everything becomes at one spontaneous creative endeavor and an act of beauty in this world. Why wouldn't the Lord want this? This is we're in his body. This is his show. It's not the demon show or the demigod show. We're servants of the Lord. That's the truth, whether they know it or not, acknowledge it or not. We're all, in truth, I'm telling you the truth, we're all servants of the Lord. We're here to serve his will, his desire. And ultimately, people don't know his desires. So he works through people. Everybody's his servant. They're working at their in whatever level of intelligence they have. The Lord is using them to ultimately accomplish his goals. His goals. His goals are the best goals. They're perfect goals. We're all part of those goals. In truth, why do we want to endeavor separately? And we can't even endeavor separately anyway, because it's still, even by indirectly, we're being used by the Lord in the modes of nature, if that's the way you want to go. I'd much rather be controlled by and owned by the transcendental potency. Otherwise, you're controlled and owned by the material potency that makes you miserable, puts you in a cycle of birth and death, sends you to hell, sends you to heaven, back and forth and back and forth. Put you in a lizard body, a reptile body, and then an insect body, and up into a human body, into demigods, and boom, 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 back and forth, back and forth. Big miserable trip, man. So because we're by nature meant to be controlled and owned by the Lord, you might as well do it with the spiritual potency, because the Lord's, he's so impressed with devotee surrender that he surrenders to devotee. He trusts the devotees. Oh, this person really loves me. This person is thinking for my welfare. Oh, I surrender to this devotee. He surrendered to me. I surrender. What a come on, man. Who wouldn't want that kind of relationship with the Lord? Yeah. And your life is like a play on stage. Much better deal, isn't it? To have transcendental emotions. Can you imagine? Look how many people don't understand what they're still. You look at TV shows, you look at people in the world, all material emotions, up and down, happiness and distress, And the devotees who are advanced in the chanting the holy name, which happens very quick here, you start to get spiritual emotions starting to develop, man. Much better deal. Blissful, you stay in bliss, you open your mouth and engage in pure devotional service, in chanting the Lord's name in bliss. You become bliss bombed, and you bomb people with bliss. People look at you and they feel happy because you're happy, and they see that reflection of happiness instead of misery. What do you want to look at Klaus Schwab? Look at his face. Does he look like a happy person? This guy, he's him, Biden, all these rulers. You look at them and they reflect what they are to you, because they're the masters of this world, but not really. The modes of nature are mastering them, forcing them to act, and it's not a very pretty to look at. The best is you see these persons, they look handsome and beautiful, but inside their hearts are like razor blades. Most everything is like that. It's like, you ever see these in the movies, these flowers, they look really beautiful. And then usually in fantasy movies, they look really beautiful flower and they're just looking really nice. And you go up close and then they poison on you, or they bite you or something. That's the world. It only appears beautiful, like, oh, Trudeau, he's handsome and he speaks so well and nicely. His heart is like a razor blade, man. His heart is like mean. It goes for all these. There is hypocrisy, big time. They say one thing, but something else is going. It's the Putana thing, Putana. Putana was a hypocrite. She looked like a nice devotee on the outside and all that, and then she just wanted to poison people. There you go. That's the world. Putana is running it now. She's more or less in charge. Looking really nice on the outside and promising all these beautiful things, but But on the inside, her intention is to poison you. So anyway, that's the world. So you keep looking at the world, keep having faith in the government and religious leaders who are not, they don't have this spirit of devotion which purifies your heart and makes you a really decent person. See? Not, looking to use people like batteries. All of them, the religious leaders, these gurus, they look at you like a battery, man. They don't have any compassion. They can't help it. Nobody does. They don't have any real compassion for you. They're not alive yet. They're not really real. They lie. Everybody lies in the name of being a good person. And it doesn't matter. Everybody is illusion. Nobody can really help you that well. They can help you into the mode of goodness and stuff like that. But that's not, look at Daksha. I mean, I'm trying to teach people what things as they really are. And it's hard because people believe in goodness. They believe goodness is the ultimate good, that good people are good enough to really help you. And good people are really compassionate. But that nobody under the modes of nature has true compassion. Not true compassion. Some kind of compassion, but it's material. It can't deliver you. People don't know what is really compassion and love and true love and all of that. See? You have to learn. See? And it's a deep subject. You learn by association. You start chanting in ecstasy, and the Lord starts to show you what is really truly transcendental and spiritual. What is eternal? What eternal emotions are? What real compassion is? You think compassion? I see people and they look, oh, this poor tree, oh, this poor tree, oh, this poor person, oh, this poor thing. And it's always, the compassion is always about the body, the material body. Oh, this poor, they're dying, look at the body. So, okay, you can maybe help save the body or something. But you have no idea about their soul. You can't save the soul. You don't have the compassion of a devotee to save the soul. So if you want to be part of God's work in this world, his real work, his real new age, his real rapture, what he wants to have in this world, you have to transcend material body, material emotions, and the material mind, and that's what we do here. See? True compassion is to tell you the truth, man. Even though most people, I don't believe compassion. Oh, that's not true. Yeah, I don't care. You don't like it. It's still true, whether you like it or not. True peace is in spiritual emotions. These people I'm telling you, go into these gurus, they don't have spiritual emotions. I was watching Acharya Dave sitting down talking, and he's no different than any of you. He doesn't have spiritual emotions. You don't have spiritual emotions. You're more or less on the same level. You want to transcend, you got to meet a person who has realized the absolute truth that most people call God, but they're still not clear about it. You have to have God's emotions to realize God. You have to have God's mind to realize God. And that ain't hard. You come here, you get purified by the word of a devotee who has spiritual emotions and a spiritualized mind. And they just tell you, here you go, here's the essence. Conclusive truth is the Lord. See? So many beautiful, conclusive truths people need to know. You got a spiritual body. You're not the material body. You're not the material mind. You're not the material emotions. That's all part of the modes of nature. You're just identifying with it wrongly because it's not you. See, the devotee, the real guru, is your role model. They have spiritual emotions. They have the love of God. They speak and they talk differently. They act a bit differently. They know who they're worshiping. They preach that. See, you can only preach what you really know, otherwise you speculate. If you don't have transcendental emotions and you're saying, I'm Guru Dev, yes, oh, Guru Dev, deliver me. Oh, yes, I'll deliver you. It's a baloney. It's just a bunch of baloney, man. Pure speculation, not true. It's just a game you're playing that is futile, ultimately. See, people come here, and if they really want to be delivered and they really want to know God and the truth, they get it here. The Lord reciprocates. He knows what you want. Real deal, not the dirty deal. See what you guys are saying here. Yeah, ecstatic spiritual love. That's the Bhakti Lada be. See, Bhakti is this spiritual, it's a seed of devotion. You get that seed and you cultivate it. You water with the hearing, chanting, remembering. See, and then it grows, gets stronger. It overcomes all these conditionings, misidentifications, all that stuff. By and by. Hmm. Let's see where we are here. Hare Krishna. Please protect me, for there is no one else who can save me from the clutches of death in this world of duality. So, and actually, the real guru, the real benefactor is somebody who gets you attached to the name so the Lord can save you. Isn't that what happens here? Where you feel that you are saved because basically the Lord's mercy follows the mercy of a devotee. That mercy is Bhakti Lata Bij, is to get you attached to the Lord so he can save you. Otherwise, you would pay him no mind, like I did for years, like many of you did too, until you become a little attached to the transcendental Lord. Then all of a sudden you got motivation, for the Lord to save you. He wants to save you, but you have to ask. You have to yearn. You have to desire that transcendental Lord. But most people don't know who that is. You go to the Hare Krishna movement, and they don't give you an experience of who and what God is, so you can desire him. What do you think? God is a rule and a regulation? God is these feminist concepts and how to have a good marriage in this world, or become a Brahmin. You think that's an experience of the Lord? No, that could be something in the modes of goodness or something. No, transcendental experience of the Lord. His transcendental energy, potency. That only can come through his real devotees. So that's what you get. You get Bhakti Lata Bij, and you become attached to Krishna. So when you chant his name, you feel that he's saving you. You feel it. You experience being lifted up out of this mundane consciousness. You begin to love the scriptures, the heart of them, the depth of them. You realize their beauty, because that's Krishna's beauty. The pure conceptions of the absolute truth. And our Vaishnava is full of these pure conceptions, ascertained by real devotees who have real devotion. Mm-hmm. O my Lord, you are all powerful. A fiery iron arrow is coming towards me fast. My Lord, let it burn me personally, if you so desire, but please do not let it burn and abort my embryo. Please do me this favor, my Lord. Sutta Goswami said, having patiently heard her words, Lord Sri Krishna, who is always affectionate to his devotees, could at once understand that Asvatthama, the son of Dronacharya, had thrown the Brahmastra to finish the last life in the Pandava family. O foremost among the great thinkers, seeing the glaring Brahmastra proceeding towards them, the Pandavas took up their 5 respective weapons. See, Lord Krishna, he's always affectionate to his devotees. See, that's what you feel. You feel the Lord's affection. You feel affection for him, he feels affection for you. It's very mutual, just like a friend in this world. You have affectionate relations. It's 2 ways, right? Well, that's also with God. The people just don't know about that relationship. It's a spirit relationship. And that's what we really are. We're really spirit. This bodily thing, I have friends in the world here, friendly with them, there's some affection, but, when they die, then I might feel, for a while, probably not, but, say if I did, or you did, or some others, they usually feel, maybe he died, and then you forget about them, right? Then you get some other friend you're affectionate with. This goes on again and again and again and again. See? And nobody knows about that you're spirit soul, and the Lord is a spirit soul, the supreme soul, and our perfection of this human life is to develop this affection for the transcendental Lord, and that's eternal. The Lord will always be, and because your soul is awakened, you will always be also. You always are anyway, you just don't know it. You're covered. Your consciousness is covered that you're a spiritual, eternal, immortal person until you're woken up, until you come here, and then we'll wake you up. Are you tired? I mean, a lot of people, they're looking. There's people, they're looking and everything, but you got to be really, okay, you're looking. Okay, what happens if you find? If I'm telling you, you come here, you're going to find out who you are. No, I don't know. I want to go find out for myself. I see that people have so many obstacles. They start to question, I want to know who I am and everything. And then I say, okay, well, you come here and we'll help you understand that. You'll get experience. Oh, no, I want to do this on my own. There's so many things that keep people from getting it. But this is the best way. This is the easy way. We have all the information of who we and what we are, and just by hearing about it, we get purified, then we experience that reality. See, because we have the narratives here. You need the narratives. Even the demons know about narratives. They feed you, these demons that are controlling the world are feeding you narratives that cause you fear and limitation and dumb you down. See? But there are transcendental narratives that awaken your consciousness, spiritualize it, lift it above illusions. That's what we preach here. But you can't speculate. If you get frustrated trying to figure it out on your own, then maybe you'll listen and you'll come and you listen here and we can teach you. But if you think you know everything and you're not fed up, you're not like throwing your hands in the air and saying, God, I just can't. I just I'm tired. I'm tired of trying to figure it out. It seems impossible. Well, if you come here, it's like taking off a tight pair of shoes, man. Now you're going to very easily realize who you are, who the source is that created this whole shebang. Who is behind the scenes? Well, who you are. who everybody else is in truth. And the big thing, why they're suffering, why you're suffering, why you're not living in bliss and ecstasy, and why you're afraid, why you are in anxiety. All these things you can learn here if you're ready to listen. You're ready to sit here and observe. If you at least want to look, and not blindly believe, but really look, is the truth here? Oh, is the truth here? You come here for a couple of months. It'll be the best education you've had in many lifetimes. See, we have transcendental knowledge here. Knowledge from the deep levels of the Vedas. And because, that gift of loving ecstatic worship was given to this fool, Gohari Das, long time ago, I was able to ascertain so many beautiful things in these Vedas. And that's what I preach. And look at the wonder it does. And on the approval of Prabhupada, I said, yeah, you preach it. Yeah, it has my full approval. You're doing exactly what I want you to do. Do more of that. Preach these very deep concepts that only, I could understand because of ecstatic worship for many years before he came. And that's, you guys are on the same path here. Many of you are very ecstatic, and you're getting more and more clear, more and more revelation, more and more purified, more and more deeper understanding, more and more becoming more and more of an eternal associate of the Lord. And it just deepens forever. See, and now your affection for Krishna and Lord Caitanya and the real devotees, this is forever. They will never leave you, even though they're unmanifest. You can get in touch with them just by thinking about them. My God, why wouldn't you want such a relationship? People die in this world and you forget about them. Ultimately, you forget, you don't. Come on, how many people sit there and remember, they work on loving memory of so-and-so once in a while, but then they go about their lives. And then when they pass from the body, you definitely will forget those people, man. Those people in your life, it's done. It's finished, man. Because it's a body thing and you're not the body. And then you come in, covered again. Your consciousness is covered again because you didn't develop this bhakti you could do now. You could have this awakening of your spirit, man, and now you've got immortality guaranteed. But what's the point of going so many lifetimes with so many relationships? See, all this stuff is in the deep transcendental knowledge of the Vedas. Where did you learn that? Did they teach you that in school? They don't teach that in college. They don't teach it in school. The parents don't teach it usually, unless they're elevated souls, but most aren't. Your friends don't teach it. Most teachers don't teach it properly. If they do, they don't teach it properly because they haven't busted the bonds of birth and death. They're not liberated souls. They don't chant the holy name with great ecstatic devotion. Can you imagine how foolish it is? Krishna consciousness now. We have devotees. We have a group of devotees who chant the holy name with great ecstatic devotion. And all these thousands and millions of devotees, they're not devotees yet. They're going to gurus who don't chant the holy name in great ecstatic devotion. And that is the essence of the Krishna consciousness movement. That is the essence of Prabhupada's books. That's the essence of the teachings of the Acharyas. That's the essence of the teachings of Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and all of them. The essence of the teachings of Lord Caitanya, who came to accept the path of ecstatic devotion. Chapter 3 or 4 of Adi Leela. Chaitanya Charitamrita. See how much crazy speculations are there. You know what Bhakti Vinod said? If a realized soul understands the truth, it's their duty to pluck out the anarthas in their disciplic line. And that's exactly what's being done here. That's exactly what we're doing. Plucking out these anarthas, plucking out, speculations on Guru Tattva and who's the real spiritual master, who can deliver you, and get rid of the idols. Get rid of an idol, I don't mean the deities. Get rid of those persons that are not transcendentally situated. You shouldn't be worshiping idols. If they don't have ecstatic devotion, they are not in the line yet. They also need shiksha properly. They need to be schooled by an experienced devotee who has experiencing prema bhakti and worshiping the Lord in ecstatic love. And if you're a guru and you're not interested in that, you're no real guru. You're just illusioning yourself and illusioning your blind followers. And you both fall in the ditch. Jesus said the blind followers, blind guides, blind leaders, and blind followers both fall in dark ditches. And that's where you're going without conclusive truth. It is no excuse. We have Prabhupada's books, which is supposed to illuminate all this stuff, but you need a living, experienced prema bhakta to speak to you to get through all that bullshit that's been preached for 50 years. That you can have these unqualified gurus that have no ecstatic devotion to worship, and you think they're going to deliver you. Baloney, that's a lie. It's a hypocritical lie. You're delivered by the devotees who have the special mercy of the Lord and the parampara, and they have the symptoms of being liberated souls. And those symptoms are they chant the Hare Krishna mantra with great ecstatic devotion, with no doubt that they are doing it. You can see, and then you got the scriptures, chapter 23, one of the places to show that they have the authentic symptoms. And if you can't show that, you're bullshitting yourself and you're bullshitting your disciples, and you're going to just die in darkness. Lord Caitanya came here to give light. Jesus came here to give light. We're here to also give the same kind of light, preaching in their spirit, in their mood, with that kind of truth, man. What is spirit? What is the highest truth? Distinguished from all of those illusions out there that they're preaching as the truth. Sorry, not on our watch here. We're unplugging everybody. We're just pulling all the plugs out. Just plug 1, 2, 3. Who wants to come out of the matrix? A lot of devotees, they say, oh, why are you so heavy, preaching like that? One lady said, thank you very much. I'm not going to go take initiation from these gurus. There you go. Save one soul. The person's looking for Krishna. And they're saying, oh, yeah, that's okay. Go there and go there. I ain't saying that. No, you want to be delivered? You want the real Krishna? Are you really serious? Well, come here. Because we're serious, we tell the truth, and you come and you listen and see, and then you look at Prabhupada's books and see if we don't present them clearly, logically, powerfully, purely as they are, and then you go and compare. You go look at these what they're feeding you over there. So the foremost among the great thinkers, Munis, seeing the glaring Brahmastra proceeding towards them. Oh, yeah. So the Almighty Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, having observed that a great danger was befalling his unalloyed devotees, who were fully surrendered souls, at once took up his Sudarshan disc to protect them. See, fully surrendered souls. That's the best thing you're going to get here. You're going to see how wonderful and worthwhile it is to surrender to God, to the Lord of the universes. So we can be in a surrendered state. So then the Lord, see, oh, this is surrender. So this person is really dependent on me. Therefore, it's my duty to help them. See, we're becoming like that. We're beginning to trust the Lord like that. So then he helps his devotees that are like that. But if I say, oh, I'm not really interested in your help. I'm into this demigod. I'm into these Buddhists. I'm into Tony Robbins to help me. I'm into the government to help me. Fauci is my deity. Trump is my savior, right? A lot of people go, Trump is going to save us. No, it's a tool of Maya. All of it, everywhere. See? You come here, we teach you about how to surrender to the Lord from your heart. You'll want to, because, hey, man, it's the greatest thing in the world. I mean, I'm also, on my way to, I just keep practicing that surrender every day, man. I want to get better and better at that surrender, man. More surrender, man. That means more surrender, more help. Man, the Lord is the strongest. As you see, he can lift up Govardhan Hill. He can do all these amazing things. Why can't he help one of us small little atom devotees? And he does. Look at those. Many people getting the experience of God helping them. See? Because you're developing faith. Faith in my Lord. A lot of people don't believe in my Lord. See, my Lord is an ecstatic Lord. Is it just my Lord that's ecstatic? Well, no, the real Lord is ecstatic, but he happens to be my Lord. See? That's why we're a test for if these gurus or their followers come and say, we don't like that ecstasy. Oh, you don't like my Lord. Well, that's my Lord. My mistress there, Radharani, she's very, very emotional and ecstatic. And my Lord, Krishna, loves her emotions, and so do I. I welcome her. You don't like her and you're a guru, huh? Well, not very high quality. Not very high quality guru. See? But is it just my... No, well, that ecstatic Lord was Lord Caitanya's Lord, Nityananda's Lord. See, it's always an ecstatic, because, see, if you've got the real Lord, it's an ecstatic one, a very blissful Lord. That shows that you've gotten the special mercy, if that's your Lord. See, I introduce people to my Lord, who is also Prabhupada's Lord. Lord, he had that same Lord, also blissful, ecstatic. Jesus also, the real followers do. But what do you want? The Lord of the... go look at Charyadev's Lord. What is he radiating to you? Look at Radhanath's Lord. What is he radiating to you? Well, he's very humble and all that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, where's that? See, people don't know who God is. God is very ecstatic, very emotional, but it's spiritual emotional. It's strength in that emotion. See, people don't know those qualities. Oh, is he clear and conclusive and logical? That's why you got to find one of his dear devotees who really actually has real surrender to that Lord, loves that Lord, welcomes that Lord. That's how you learn about the real Lord. That's the real Lord. He's Satchidananda, eternal, blissful, spiritual form. Very conclusive, real knowledge. Transcendental knowledge. You listen to a devotee who gives you that kind of transcendental knowledge, you very easily transcend the illusion, because that's the path, is that word that they preach, because it's God is no different than his real word. But the Lord is not speculation. He's not the words of inexperienced Vaishnavas and devotees who are not real devotees yet. He's not that word. Actually, he is that word in the modes. And you don't want that word in the modes. You want transcendental knowledge that transcends the modes. Not speculations on What is transcendental knowledge? You need an experienced devotee. You need a Bhagavad Gita 10:10 personified. To those who worship Krishna with loving ecstasy, prema bhakti, I give them the real understanding. See, that's real and real knowledge. How to come back to me. You listen to that person. You found the real path, and you're going into the kingdom very quickly if you hang in there. See? Otherwise, you come here for a while, then you can go to Acharya Dev and listen and just ask the question, is he a manifestation of Satchidananda in this world? Go to Radhanath. Is he a manifestation of Satchidananda in this world? Can you see the symptoms of that? You come here, I'll teach you the symptoms. We'll show and tell. You'll see the symptoms here, and you will hear the glories of those symptoms and the truth of those symptoms. And then you can go and look. Now it's like when you want to learn how to tell what gold is. You go to a person who knows what gold looks like. And you go and learn from them to be a goldsmith, right? You go there, and they teach you. And then you go out, and people say, oh, here's some gold, fool's gold. You look at it and say, no, that ain't real gold. That's what you're going to get here. We do that with spiritual masters or alleged spiritual master. You come here, you say, well, we'll tell you, this is what a real spiritual master is. This is real gold. Okay? And then, yeah, okay, I can see that. And then you get experience. You see, oh, yeah, okay, I got it. And then you go and examine whatever's before you. Let's see, Radhanath, is he real gold? Is he a real golden guru? How about Acharya Dev? Is he real gold? Is he a real spiritual master? Does he have the qualities? See, well, you learned. You came here, you saw what real spirit is. You see what real ecstasy. You become convinced because it's really true. What you get here, what you hear here, what you learn here is more true than anything that I've seen. It's all in agreement in the vision of the revealed scriptures and confirmed by the real sadhus who have love of God. You could even see they're here in our Sangha. Well, by the way, that is the path. That's the path. That little embryo followed. Lord Krishna, in the story, we'll do a little what they call spoiler alert. Lord Krishna went inside the room of Uttara, there or whatever her name is, and he protected that embryo. But that embryo was conscious at the time and saw the nature of gold, the golden Lord. See, he saw what real bliss and ecstasy was. And he remembered when he came, he retained that memory. And his whole life, you know what Maharaj Parikshit means? Parikshit means examiner. He examined all living beings. Who has the quality like what I saw in the womb? And then he finally found one person. See, this is how rare they are. Found one person that had the same quality that he saw in the womb of the Lord. That was Shukadev Goswami. And he listened to him and attained the Lord. See, we help people here. We can help thousands, millions of devotees. Come here. We'll teach you what the same lesson Maharaj Parikshit learned in the womb, and even better. You get more time here to really closely examine what is the nature of spirit, what is the nature of a real soul, spirit soul, and what is the nature of a spirit soul awakened in relationship and worshiping that supreme spirit soul, Lord Krishna, in ecstasy and rapture that you rarely see in this world. You only read about it there and still don't understand. Are we choppy now, or is it, how's the sound? Maybe sometimes it gets choppy. His unalloyed devotees who were fully surrendered souls at once took up his Sudarshan, this to protect them. See, and in this age, Lord Caitanya is so kind, you don't even have to be a fully surrendered soul to get connection and inspiration and mercy. The Lord is so kind, and when you find his real devotees here, he'll give you, even before you're fully surrendered, he'll give you protection. You'll get increasing spiritual experiences. You'll get encouragement. There's a lot of perks, man. A lot of perks. The Lord of supreme mysticism, Sri Krishna, resides within everyone's heart as Paramatma. As such, just to protect the progeny of the Kuru dynasty, he covered the embryo of Uttara by his personal energy. See? So that's what he did to Maharaj Parikshit. Covered it for his whole life, actually. See? And that's what happens here. If you stay in the circle, see, if you stay in the circle here, you'll be protected by the energy, the personal potency of the Lord. See? So don't go outside of this circle, and until you become a really strong devotee with strong understanding of the devotional potency. And even if you would get strong like that, why would you ever want to go out of the circle of devotees? It's a lifetime thing. Many, for all our lives we'll be together. Yeah. See, and that's when you get the protection of the Lord like that. That's how we were able to be in this world and not be overwhelmed. And even if we get overwhelmed, the Lord helps us to get out of that. And we need that protection. Okay, I'm going to end this now. I've talked enough. Thank you very much for coming, everybody. Yeah. By the way, I haven't done this in a while. If anybody wants to leave a donation, you can do that here. It's not required, but if you want to, you can. Then I'll accept. And that, already some people have given donations, so that, of course, don't feel stressed. That's only for like new people. We got new people watching here on other platforms too. If anybody wants to give a donation, you can give it to the Wise, which is really the best one, or Bitcoin. I can give you the Bitcoin address. Cash App, I don't know about that one, Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, everybody, and have a nice day. What do we got here? Somebody's saying something. Oh yeah, Radhe says, I always thought that the former guru, B. Govinda, was the real true guru. I served him for years. But being here in this Sangha for a few years now, I realize that you are the true one, Guru. Not dry and distant, but inspirational, full of bliss and empower. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what you get here. I mean, you've got to get the real deal in some time, in some lifetime. An empowered devotee, somebody empowered by the transcendental potency. And then you can learn all these things. You can learn who's not really qualified. People don't know who's not qualified because they don't have this association, this quality of association. See, this quality, the quality of a devotee empowered by the transcendental potency. See, but you do now, and anybody else can also, and learn how to be delivered in this life. Why not? Why not go back to why not go through a spiritual transformation in this life where you understand what is spirit and what is matter? What is the supreme spirit? Who Krishna is? How to relish that experience of a communion with the true Lord. Oh, there's nothing like it. It's the greatest goal in life. Most people can't even conceive of that goal. You come here, you'll get that conception of that goal too, even if you don't know it. Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna, everybody.